Hi, welcome to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and I'm Dee, and I'm here with some friends, and we're here sharing our passions. And well, you know my passion is all about education and helping people be aware of what's going on with their lives, so that they can have best integrity and best quality of life. So I'm here with my friend Diane and my co-host. How you doing, Diane?
I'm doing great, Dee. I'm so
Fantastic.
excited to have my dear friends
I know
here
you
today.
are. You was like, oh my gosh.
Gosh.
So we are here, and
And you got to meet them last
yeah,
week at a back in the
yeah,
day
yeah.
party.
We went and hung out, and we had a good time, and it was really awesome. It was a long ride, but it was worth it, and
Yes.
we enjoyed our exercise activity, because it's all about bringing it all together so that we can have that fullness of our lives, like primary foods and secondary foods, so that we can have a good, long, enduring life. So, what's your passion?
My passion is photography.
Uh-huh.
I love animals. I'm also an actor.
Mm-hmm.
And our two guests today, I have worked with them,
Mm-hmm.
and they're very talented actors.
Well, we're going to go
It's
right
your-
over to them, because we started a little late, so sorry. And we had a little technical difficulties. When you're doing live, it happens. So, which
Chris.
should we go with? Chris
Let's go with
first?
Chris.
Okay. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Hey.
Welcome.
How are you?
Welcome.
Thank you.
I
It's
met
great
you
to be
last
here.
week. Yeah, it's great to be here.
Mhm.
You to be here, and just wanted to. Well, we always ask when your first time, what's your passion for life?
My passion
Yes.
is from where I just came, which was on set
Okay.
from a film that we're doing called The Breakdown. With
Okay.
Joe Wallace, he's the director.
Okay.
I'm producing that, and
Oh,
I'm
cool.
here now. So
Okay.
I just as long as it took to leave set to get here is how it happened, and it was a great, experience here. Just coming here, it's a beautiful set.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's all about the people and who's here to
Yes.
share their passion. So, thank you for coming. And we're going to talk about a whole lot, because I know you're into a lot of stuff. And well, you want to?
Okay, I want to introduce my friend Frank. He's an actor. Tell us a little bit about your passion.
Oh, my passion. I have so much of it. I like everything. I'm easygoing. My passion is to get up every morning, see the sun. I've seen too much sadness, and I just like to be happy. That's it. So whatever makes me happy is my passion.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
Frank.
great, because we have to be happy, because it's too sad out there, and it makes you really not healthy.
Mhm.
So, and being actors, I guess you make people happy. So
And
that's
yourself.
kinda cool. Yeah.
You know, you never work a day of your life if you're doing something that you love. So that's what's so great about it. And I encourage anyone, no matter what your passion is, if it's to be an accountant, a lawyer, an actor, just do what you feel you were meant to do.
So how long have you been acting?
I actually left working on Wall Street in '96, and I went to school for massage therapy, personal training, nutrition first.
Okay.
And my Wall Street broker friends said I was crazy, because there's a big money disparity.
Right,
When you
right,
change,
right,
make a
right.
career change like that. And I took that as me being crazy, and if I was crazy, then I should do something that I wanted to do since I was 8 years old, which was acting.
Oh, okay.
Since I was making a 180 change in my life anyway, it seemed like and it was a blessing in disguise.
Right, right,
Because you get to do a lot with acting more than just have a job.
right.
You know.
And now you're doing producing.
And now I'm producing. Yes.
Right, right.
And you were also on a soap opera. You started with.
Oh, that's
the
an
back-
interesting story. I actually had 2 waivers. You have to have 3 waivers to get into SAG.
Okay.
At the time, 2 unions were separate. I was in All My Children. I became a must join on after,
Okay.
by being on All My Children. And 2 years later, I had an under 5 part, which was my 3rd waiver.
Okay.
On All My Children, I was Pete the Tailor in one of the episodes when someone had gotten married. And I was a tailor for his pants. And here you go, sir. And that was my line. And that got me into SAG. So it was
Really?
in 2004.
Because I was an avid All My Children fan. You know?
Yeah, I think it was Aiden. Aiden was the one I did the pants for, the tailor.
Okay, I
was
think
his
I remember
character
his
name.
character. It's been a while, but yeah. Actually, I know Charles Walden.
Mhm.
He's also an actor. My
Yeah.
sister used to go out with him.
Nice.
So I know a few actors and stuff. Denise, and I have a couple of partners and what have you. I went to music in high school.
Nice.
So I was an art major, but they were all music and actors and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And
It's a shame with the soap operas because they use 3 cameras, which is a really efficient way of filming, and
Oh, really?
they're like non-existent anymore.
Yeah.
You know, that medium, but it reminds me of being here.
Oh, really?
studio,
How
yeah.
cool. So
And,
now,
and Chris,
Frank.
let me just mention something with Chris. Chris is a very talented actor, but he also helps humanity. And he's very free spirit. That's how I know Chris. But if you need something, you could call Chris 24 hours and he'll be there for you.
That's right. Everyone call me.
Call
24 hours
Chris,
a
I'll
day.
be there. No, he's great. He has a great heart, and so does Frank. And tell us a little bit about how you got started.
Oh, I got started a long time ago.
A long time ago.
1979. And I was in Korea, I was in the Army. I just adopted my first daughter and went into the service. I was 35. And while in Korea, a colonel friend of mine come over and said, they're shooting a movie.
Okay.
I said, yes, so what does that have to do with me? He said, no, Frank, listen, they need guys to do stunts. I said, what do I know about stunts? He says, they're paying $1,400 a week. I'm making $400 a month. I said, when do I start? So I ended up getting in the movie. And he also said, the colonel was nice, he said, I'll give you 2 weeks leave, and then we'll put it back on the books. So I didn't lose anything. In the movie, I went to the small town in Busan, and a small hotel and everything, and I end up meeting Jacqueline Bisset, Ben Gazzara, Sir Laurence Olivier,
Oh, wow.
Richard Roundtree, and you sit and you talk with them, and they're talking about acting, and why don't you do this, why don't you do that, and I was just amazed by it,
Wow, how cool.
But when I came home, I went there with 1 child, come home with 3 children. I adopted 2 more while I was there. And when we were home, the movie was playing. It was called Inchan.
Okay.
And we went to the movie. And the best thing was my kids jumping up and down saying, there's Daddy, there's Daddy.
How cool.
And the scene was I was pushing a car with Jacqueline Bisset in it.
Oh, okay.
So that was the best part.
Wow. That's so cool.
But
And you've been doing, and that just brought
well, no,
out your
I
passion?
stopped for a while because I came back with 18 years with American Airlines, and
really?
now I have 3 kids,
Okay.
and acting is very hard.
Yeah.
You have to go to auditions, and my job was a union job, so you can't get time off.
Yeah.
So I forgot about it. And then in 2000, my wife passed away, and I went into like a depression. And my daughter kept pushing me to go get out of the house, do something. And she told me to have a class at Suffolk Community. She says, why don't you audit the class? And I did. I went there, and when I was walking in, I look at all these young kids, and I says, what am I doing here? 62 years old. And who comes out of the back but an instructor who was a Vietnam vet? So it worked out perfect.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that was the start of me acting.
Wow, that's so cool. Well, and then you just get out there and do it.
Yeah, well, I met this guy, Steve. I did an audition for him, and he was just starting out. And I did one of his movies. Then he put me in another movie, and I ended up being Don Vito in 3 of his movies,
Really?
the Mafia Don.
You
And
look
I
like
was
a
in,
Don.
I was in about 8 of his movies, and I really enjoyed it. And then on the set of Snitches, I contacted Chris, got him on it, and 3 other people. I talked Steve into putting them in the movie, and they did.
Wow.
And the girl, Laura Faye, got me into another movie that was a SAG movie, and that's how I got my SAG card.
Well, they did quite a few movies together, and some movies, some teasers we're going to show right now. The first one's going to be back in the day, and Chris was a referee. So let's show that clip, and then we'll talk a little bit about that.
Great.
How bad was this beating? How far did it really go? How bad was it?
Pretty bad.
Anthony Lefty Rodriguez.
So tell me what it feels like to be back here.
Don't actually feel the same.
Stop babying this kid.
He's not a kid, he's our son.
Do you ever think about taking that built-up anger and that boxing talent and getting paid for it?
All the time.
Most fighters want fans to know who they really are.
Gino Fratelli's up at the balcony.
That's Enzo's boss, right?
He's everyone's boss.
Where they come from, what they're made of.
You can do something better with your life. You're gonna do something better. I don't know what it is, but it's gonna be huge.
But it's almost like you've been hiding something all these years.
Not a lot of people from this neighborhood go on to achieve great things. I'm gonna make sure it stays that way.
Yo, Brooklyn, they all want it, but I want it more. If they want it more, now we got a war. I'm so hungry, you can hear my stomach roar. Haters patiently waiting for me to hit the floor.
Get on the inside. Pound that body.
You're gonna hold up that belt one day. I know it.
I'm looking after you for a long time, kid. You know that. I think the world of you.
I'm leaving after this next fight. Come with me.
Now I'm starting to wonder if I've been believing the wrong thing all this time.
Us being seen together right now won't be good for either of us.
Don't make a jerk out of me.
I really wasn't ready to talk, but now since it's over, I'm ready to tell you how it all began.
Guys like us, we're a dying breed. It's kind of sad.
We all make mistakes, Anthony.
They wonder why I'm acting this way. I'm acting this way cause I was raised back in the day. Look, I know my background. If I get knocked down, I get back up. I never back down. Mind quick and my eyes on background. I never back up, never back down.
It's all up to you, Anthony.
Never back down.
It's your time to make history.
I'm acting this way cause I was raised back in the day. Never back down.
All of Brooklyn's behind you out here. And you got this, man. Trust me, you got this.
Wow, that was cool.
That was cool. So William DeMeo wrote the story, the movie, and Paul Bagasse directed.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about your part as being a referee.
I'm a referee, and I got emotional actually watching that, which was interesting, but very grateful. I just like to say that it's a movie about the way I grew up actually in the neighborhood. You know, I'm Sicilian and Greek. The movie's about an Italian and Puerto Rican, Spanish boxer, and it was very Italian in the way we grew up, and there was prejudice even towards that I was part Greek, and I could relate to the character a lot in that way. But that's not my part. My part is a referee in one of the big fights with William DeMeo and Brian Patrick Murphy, and it was a great experience. Great directing by Paul Bagasse. William DeMeo, his writing is amazing. We had, for the cast and crew, we had a screen at the Tribeca for us, and it's just really good. It's like the next Bronx Tale. It's a real feel-good movie, a lot of emotional, up and down. Yeah, it's just an amazing film. And we're excited about it because on the 19th, we have a world premiere in Philadelphia. It's 2,900 seats, very big.
The red carpet.
Yeah, red carpet. And then we have on the 20th, the world release, which is over 16 cities, as well as being on video on demand.
Really? Already?
That same
That's
day
so
on
cool.
May 20th. So everyone, you have no excuse
All right, May
but to see this
20th.
film.
Back in the day, go see it.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah, well, that's, you know what, I admire that people can get out of their comfort zone, because that's all about getting out. You being actors, all three of y'all, being actors and just stepping out and doing you, and just, I know it was very scary for me to do this, but to do what you all do, it's just amazing. I just really, and it's doing what you want to do, what makes you feel good, and that's important,
It's therapeutic.
Yeah, it helps your
passion,
body
it does.
keep it in balance.
Definitely
because
does.
if you don't have that happiness, you can't be, in balance, So you can't live the full life that you need to.
This was a saving grace. When I left Wall Street and didn't know where I was going, I
Right.
put myself at the School for Massage Therapy, Personal Training, Nutrition. the acting followed that, and so that was '97. Then to '98 is when I started taking acting classes, and it was I needed it at that point. But I loved it from a kid, and never knew why I would perform for my friends, but I always did. You know, maybe because I'm an only child. I don't know. You know, maybe it's my calling. I have no idea, but we'll find out.
And the first day I got started was with Chris. We were at the casino on Take It Back.
Yes.
Chris was the dealer. And that's when I got started. And
Casino dealer.
The casino dealer.
Not drug, huh?
Not
Okay.
drug.
And when I was on set, you know, we were there 18 hours, and I just felt like that's where I belonged. And that's how I really got started. And since then,
You were very
I
connected that day. You were
Yeah.
very present that day.
Yeah.
Involved. And you did a great scene.
Thank you.
I remember.
Well, I just admire, and it's just, you have to be happy. You have to live life to the fullest. And because you helping people with your massage therapy and what have you, and do you still do that?
I now, because I need to put all my attention to acting and now producing, since 2009, since I started the company in 1997, so we're going on 19 years now, but 2009 at the time, I removed myself from doing the massage therapy and personal training, and just I basically connect the client to the therapist and trainer. We bring massage therapy, personal training to your home, whether if it's a hotel in Manhattan or your home, or a gym in your home.
Cool. Well, I may definitely need to talk to you. And I know that Frank, you just said that you missed out on that because you had some challenges.
Yeah.
So, and you had some good news today.
Well, yeah, I went to the Sloan, Dr. Singh. He's the Sloan doctor in Hop Hog. And I was a little nervous because every time I get a sore throat, my mind thinks of, you know, cancer on my vocal cord.
Right.
And he went down and he's laughing. And he says, boy, that's the best vocal cord I've seen today.
Wow.
So he
Very
said,
good.
nothing, everything looks good.
So now, have you changed your habits, you know, in terms of your primary and secondary food?
Well, the one thing I changed was back in 2002, and that was stop smoking.
Okay, that's
important. You know, after smoking since I was 18,
yeah.
You know.
Well, I smoked since I was 12, and then I quit about probably 15, 16 years ago.
Oh.
But, you know, it's hard, and I see my mom now suffering with lung cancer. So it's extremely challenging, you know. So we have to do well by putting certain things, you know, let's physically, mentally, activities, you know, spiritually, and then, of course, what we put in our bodies. Like, do you, like, eliminate the processed foods and all that kind of good stuff?
Yeah, well, I do my own cooking.
Oh, excellent.
So,
very good. So you do a lot of organics, or what do you do?
I figure I'm way past that. All the years
No.
It's balancing. You pretty much balance everything. You know, it's a little bit of
I
everything.
grew up in Brooklyn. We had a big garden in the backyard. The chickens we grew, eggs we got, you know, so if you want to call that organic.
Well, it's more organic than it is now.
And,
yeah.
You know, if you wanted meat, you know, you went to the butcher, or we'd go upstate where a relative had a farm in Connecticut, so that's where you got the pig, the goat, whatever you needed.
Yeah. No, because my grandmother, she lived to 101. So, and she was one of these ladies that I had to take her heels away. Because she walked around, you know, like she was like this little Southern belle that she was straight. She did not bend over anything, you know. In fact, she broke her hip because she forgot her walker. I'm like, Grandma, what was your walker? Oh, I forgot. You know, but she was strong because she ate right, you know. So, you know, you can be, and the way you looking right now,
that's good.
You know, you just keep it up and you'll be okay, you know.
Well, fruit is my thing. I love fruit.
Yeah, but you just have to be careful. You know, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about the fruit another time. But now we're going to talk about another movie, and Frank had a major part in there, and Chris had a part holding a chocolate bar. So that's Snitches, and we're going to take a look at that now.
That's great.
Oh my God, please help me knee deep deep in the river trying to get clean. He says, wash your hands, get out the stains, but you best believe, boy, there's hell to pay. Yeah, you best believe, boy, there's hell to pay. Saying, come on. Oh my God, please help me waist deep in the river. Can you hear my plea? He says, son, you come like a beggar in the street. You might make it, boy, but by the skin of your teeth. You might make it, boy, but by the skin of your teeth. Saying, I rebel with the worst of them, fell in love with the Harlequin. Saw the darkest hearts of men, and I saw myself staring back again. And I saw myself staring back again. Oh my God, please help me neck deep in the river, screaming for relief. He says it's mine to give, but it's yours to choose. You're gonna sink or swim, you're gonna learn the truth. No matter what you do, you're gonna learn the truth. Saying, ain't the bread that once was sown, but from a cliff never broke a bone. I gotta get the kings on the throne, and I'm all alone, and the fire grows, and I'm all alone, and the fire grows.
So that was interesting. So now you both were in that, right?
Yes.
When did that come out?
Actually, we filmed it and came out. We had screenings of it in 2000. We started in 2014 filming, and we had screenings starting the summer of 2015.
Okay.
We even went to Massachusetts.
Yeah, we went to Cape Cod. We had 6 sold-out screenings of Snitches.
Really?
And we just have the 7th one
The
recently
Metropolitan.
because we won an award in Manhattan, and they had a screening at the Producers Club.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool. So it's still not kind of like out there. It's still kind of.
I'm actually trying to make it to a TV series.
Really?
I keep hinting. I'm like, TV series.
Okay. Hey, why not? You know,
I got to
it's
see it twice. It's
Really?
great. A lot of
But,
drama, and there's some humor in there, little parts of humor.
It's on Vimeo now, isn't
It's
it?
going to be on
Yeah,
Vimeo
yeah.
in June. I don't know the date. I think believe second week in June, first or second.
Okay, I'm
Steve.
so not here.
Vimeo's where you can buy or rent, like it's like a Netflix, but on the web. Vimeo is very popular and people go to. And now you know.
Okay.
And
Thank
you
you.
can talk about Steve and Steve.
Oh, Steve Rahman
Yes.
is the director. I actually sort of coined the phrase, I believe, of the actor's director when I met him. And what was amazing is sometimes you may see people that produce projects and they put themselves in as an actor, but it sort of happened the opposite for me. I was very happy with Steve's work ethic, and I sort of did more than pay for it with regard to helping. And then he asked me to be executive producer. And at that point, we just ran with it, and we had all these premieres and stuff. And now with the, without the help of Ken and some other people, John Marola, that were really helping with regard to getting it out there, including Frank, obviously, as one of the main. It wouldn't be Snitches because, I wouldn't have been in Snitches if it wasn't for him.
Really?
I don't know if you know we're related.
No, really?
Yeah,
The cousins.
we're cousins.
Oh, okay. How
Yeah,
cool.
so he told me about Steve, and
One thing about acting is I like supporting people that are in it. I go to see somebody, when they have a show or something like that. But when I like someone's acting, I want to get them in, so I keep calling Steve. And in this movie, I got 4 people in,
Wow.
and each one went on to other things,
Wow.
which is good.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's humanity.
Yes.
That's about you're sharing and it pays forward. And because the fact that you're not trying to just take it all yourself and sharing, it comes back to you.
Oh, yeah.
You don't even look for it, but it's just that's who you are.
Oh, yeah.
You
Well-
can't help that. I can see. Yeah.
Well, one of the actress that I got into Snitches, she was then doing another movie, and she remembered that I had said I did so many movies, regular movies, like The Inside Man, music and lyrics, but I never had a speaking part.
Okay.
And she says, my friend is doing a movie I'll see if, and it's a SAG movie, if he could write something for you. And he did. He wrote me in as a detective. And with that, I got Taft-Hartley into my SAG card.
Oh, wow.
So, and that's what I'm saying. In other words, you help someone without expecting it, all of a sudden something comes back to you.
No, really.
But he scared me in Snitches. You were tough.
Yeah.
But look at him. He smiles with his eyes, and when he walks in a room, he just brights up. Everybody just loves him.
Yeah,
But
no,
you
it's
got
so
me at
cool.
Stitches. Your character was
Well, I
great.
have to come and check it out. I have to definitely, because I don't get to the movies like I should, but I have to start watching them, especially your movies. I'm gonna have to check them out. So, because I really enjoyed the party, and I saw there was some big wigs in that back in the day. I was like, oh, okay. So it's going to be good. And Snitches, who's in Snitches?
Well, it's mostly regular actors, nobody with big names
no big
and
names,
stuff. No,
but-
but they'll get
never,
there.
yeah,
not yet.
exactly. It's not yet, but yeah. definitely.
Everybody in this business started somewhere.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
And some of the things, like I do for student actors, which are coming out of school, they have to do a thesis. So you act for them. There's no money, but at least you get to talk.
Yeah,
You're in a scene.
Yeah.
And you never know when one of these kids is a, Scorsese. Because when he was graduating from NYU, he ended up putting up his notice. And from what I understand, Harvey Keitel and De Niro put in to be in his thesis movie. And then later on, they were in the movie Mean Streets. And then the next one was Taxi Driver. And both of them,
They blew up after that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, back in the day, William has his son playing playing his son.
I mean, you talk about casting. I mean,
And
they look alike.
they
so
look
it's
so
great.
much alike,
You
and-
believe that was the young William DeMeo.
Really?
And his name is
Yes.
Chris DeMeo,
Yeah.
spelled C-R-I-S.
Okay. And they are actually.
In that movie,
That's
back in the day.
Father
He's
and
the
son.
young William DeMeo. He's the young boxer.
Oh, how cool.
He's the kid in the neighborhood when they,
Okay. Oh,
So it's
wow.
it's really.
I can't wait to see
It's
it.
great. Good,
Yeah,
another great actor, and he's young. He's got a
May
nice future.
20th, movie theater. We'll be there.
Yes, definitely. So, at this point, you all are just doing more and more projects.
Wow. Yeah.
Well,
And-
I mean,
we're going to
where do
go.
we begin?
Go ahead, Chris.
Do you want me to? I may have to reference some things. Yeah, first of all, I came to set here from a film, actually, with William DeMeo and William DeMeo, Joe D'Onofrio's in it, and I'm the producer, Joe Gualis is the director. It's called The Breakdown.
Okay.
So we just filmed that with some really nice equipment today. I mean, really high-end. It was
So
great.
what kind of movie is that?
It's funny. At the same time, I just mentioned, it's the 40th anniversary of Taxi Driver.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you can see you're going to see a lot about that. But this film is a cross between like a Taxi Driver and the film noir. Like it's got a really nice feel to it, And we just started filming, but I just know the way we do the shots and the people that actually Eric Wegner even came down to set, who I've done Neverland and The Run of Pamplona and
Devil's
and
Within,
Eden
yeah.
is a TV series we're going to be doing. So it's like the collaboration of minds, like-minded people, is great.
very
It's just a
important.
lot of positive, hard-working people.
Yeah. Well, that's what's happening right now. The universe is just bringing a lot of
I agree.
phenomenal people into, I know, my life. And I think that's what's going on, is just bringing all these
And
great
we're
people
surrounded by such
with
great people I met through the
yeah.
industry.
Well, if it wasn't for my cousin Frank, it's Snitches. People have told me before. I have another family member in the business for years, and she said that I would be a good producer. And because of what Frank did, and then Steve promoted me, and now I have all these other jobs I'm doing, and I'm very passionate about that, just as much as acting, because I get to watch actors
Yeah.
and watch their every move,
Yeah,
and collaborate with them and discuss
Right.
scenes. I'm so happy. I'm so naturally high.
Well, you're
off
building
my
these
everyday
re-
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, you're building these relationships.
Yeah.
And that's important, to have these relationships with each other
Yes.
and with more people. And it's just like, it just keeps on
builds,
like
yeah,
building.
compounds, yeah.
But
Yeah,
no one's more happier than me, because when I put him into the thing, and in the beginning, Steve was saying, I don't know, this. I said, well, give him a shot, he's a good actor, give him a shot. And after that, he did a scene, and Steve goes, how about, what did he say, eat a chocolate bar?
Yeah, we were actually at Susan's house that time, your girlfriend, and Steve took me outside in the parking lot away from the party, and he said, what do you think about your character Johnny having a chocolate bar in his mouth and throughout the whole film? I was like, well, I have to justify that as an actor. Like, why do I have a chocolate bar? So I found a way to justify that, and it made my character, I feel, more dimensional because of that chocolate bar, and I'm grateful because you'd have to see the film to appreciate it. It's not the only thing I eat.
Okay,
But,
okay.
Yeah. But
Is it dark chocolate?
No, it's a milk chocolate, which I prefer, even though dark chocolate makes you live longer.
It's supposed to be better.
So
That's interesting. I would have to see it, I
You have
guess.
to, we
Because
have
it's
to
like,
see it.
okay, right
don't,
there.
don't look when I'm not eating the chocolate bar. When I'm eating other things, don't look, because it could get a little
It
violent.
gets, it gets a little blurry.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like it's a little scary. No.
Oh, it is. You're going to enjoy it. There's a little bit of comedy in there.
Really, well, I can
It's a dark
imagine.
comedy.
A
Yeah.
chocolate bar. Okay,
Dark
well, how?
comedy action film. It's just got little elements of everything.
Oh, that's cool. Oh. And where was most of your shooting? Is in New York or?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we like to
Yeah.
use New York. We're very proud of New Yorkers.
Oh, okay.
You know,
cool.
Willie also with the Mayo is very proud of Brooklyn. We grew up in Brooklyn, and
Right,
you know,
right,
it's just
right.
you see it. It's in us. Every actor, no matter what part they play, it has to come from you.
Yeah,
So these
definitely.
elements are always going to be there in some level.
Without a doubt, yeah.
Yeah.
Now-
I'm a New Yorker.
We
I'm
all are.
actually Queens girl. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, in Devil's Within, what was your part there? Are you?
Devil Within, actually, that film we put on the back burner. It was almost not going to be done, and then there were some changes to the script after we wrapped up with Snitches, because there's another Steve Rahaman film who and Eric Wagner. They both did that one together, wrote and directed, and I played this character called Freddie the Freak. And
Freddie
it's
the
once
Freak.
again another like dark character. You know, at least Johnny had some. You know, from Snitches had some comedy in him. This is more the like twisted and dark. I don't want to disclose it, you know, but it's a dark film in general. You know, just the title, you know, Devil Within.
And Frankie, do you have a
But
part
it
in
addresses things that people experience. You know,
Yeah.
whether if it's mental illness,
Right.
you know, or real or imagined, you know, situations.
It's out
Now,
there.
Frankie, you have a part in there, right?
Yeah, it was by accident. My friend Susan lived out in Wading River, and she knew Steve because she acted in one of his movies and had everybody over her house. And for like summertime, we'd all go there. So I told her they're shooting in the Hamptons. So she says, oh, okay, let's take a ride. So we went there, and we sat by the beach, and they were shooting the scene. And we were laughing and talking. And Steve, when they cut, just turned the camera toward us. And he caught the whole scene. And then he says, I'm going to have you as grandparents. So there's no talking. This little kid runs over to us, and we kiss hello and everything. And that's on the scene. And Steve ended up, my friend Susan passed away in October. And everybody just loved her. And he made that part of us sitting on a log and just laughing, and she's rubbing my back, and we're just talking, and he made it a memorial to
Wow,
her.
That's beautiful.
that's beautiful.
And I dedicated the show. I wanted to dedicate the show to Susan today. And let's take a look at a little bit of Neverland. Devil's Within.
The Devil Within.
Devil Within.
We lay, my love and I, beneath a weeping willow, but now alone I lie, and weep beside the tree, singing, oh, willow, willie, by the tree.
Oh,
Okay, that looks very ominous.
So watch it like this.
So when that's coming out?
That target is the end of May.
Yeah.
Okay.
So end of May, beginning of June at the latest. We're
Has it
looking
done
at.
premieres and all that kind of stuff?
No,
yet,
that's
or
where we're
is
going to start with. We're going to start with our premieres. It's interesting. We found this with Snitches. That normally people go for the film festivals and the awards, the laurels, those little wreaths, but we did it the opposite way. And I found it. I was on set with someone. They said we have 11 laurels. I'm like, well, did you sell the film yet? And we were already doing screenings and sold out screenings. So it's an interesting take.
So I know nothing. So like you have
From
to
like a
educate
production
me.
thing. Same with back in the day. That video on demand, the same day the world released.
Right.
It's another way of doing things.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Now, was Netherland and Devil Within together? Did you do that pretty much at the same time?
Neverland?
The both of them together?
No. Once again, Devil was I did a small part in Devil.
Okay.
At the end, towards the end of filming, and Neverland is a project that we started probably right about the same time, and we finished editing. We finished filming Neverland, and we're almost done with editing the first edit. And then we're going to go over that again. We have a summer release of that. We're looking for July. We have a great place that we're going to pull up on boat too.
Yes.
Well, that's
so
crazy.
I already got the best place
Wow.
with the backdrop of New York City, like that on
Really?
the wall.
I'm so looking forward to seeing that one. I want to see that. But you know
It's
what?
gonna be unlike anything you've ever seen.
I want it. Let's take a look at that now.
Okay,
and then we'll
let's
get
go
back.
for it. Okay.
Netherlands.
Okay, you know what? I haven't been to the movies in a long time, and I'm looking at these things. These are really good. This is real movies, huh?
Yeah, we bring the movies to you. You don't have to go anywhere. That's comfort for your own home.
Like, wow. But I know Diane's like, oh, we got to do this, and our time is kind of,
This is chick flick.
Is it?
I don't want to just leave it there because there's so much more. But you're going to really love this. It's got so much dimensions. It's about a woman's journey and the realities versus the fantasies of what that is with regard to everything from the search of love to you see a lot of elements here.
Yeah,
there's a lot of blurs between reality and fantasy.
No.
And it's going to be unlike anything you've seen because I've seen the editing already and it's stay tuned.
Really?
This summer, yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah,
I
very
feel
excited.
it because I just like the colors and everything. Just the whole drew me in. It definitely drew me in.
Eric Wagner.
Yeah.
Really?
He's the creator. I call him the creator.
Okay.
Writer, director.
Yeah,
filmed it. I ran around with him with a study. I'm a producer on that as well. I ran around. I'm not an actor in Neverland, by the way.
Okay.
I'm just the producer, and I ran around with Eric on the boardwalks of Coney Island and through the streets of Times Square with a Steadicam, making sure that he doesn't trip with the camera, like running. I mean, there was some really interesting shots. We shot in over all the 5 boroughs.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
I
gonna
saw
it's for an
the water.
independent
The
film.
water
It's gonna
just
underwater shot.
Wow.
That was done underwater.
Yeah. I'm like, wow.
Underwater cameras. I mean, we have
Yeah.
every element in. There's more elements than I've ever seen in independent film, and I like going to independent films.
Wow.
Yeah. more
so
so than
cool.
Hollywood stuff.
And
Yeah,
are you
yeah,
in that,
yeah.
Frank? Do you have a part
Just
in it?
a small part cameo.
Yeah, it's an important part.
Cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, so cool.
Exciting things with these men.
I
There's
got some
never a
real-
small part.
No.
No matter what you do, you enjoy doing.
Because
Just
you,
stay-
yeah, you did it, and that you claim it and embrace it, and it's great.
Chris and I, well, it's like my family, the Italian family. We're in Big Sky, which is a Western in the 1860s. And hopefully the girl that wrote it and was really behind it passed away too this December, January.
They're
And,
taking all our good ones.
Yeah.
So,
And we're just waiting to see what happens with that.
yeah, because we know Prince just left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so
That's it. That's why we have nothing but now.
Yeah,
And
right.
I'm
And
enjoying
you
it.
have to enjoy it,
It's
definitely.
great. That's
I
all we
know.
have, and you know what? Why wait?
You have to be happy.
Yeah.
You have to live life to its fullest.
So true.
And because it's not guaranteed. So you have to enjoy, and that's why I love y'all.
I'm driving out here
I'm
from
like,
set, and I'm like, this is the best life I'm going to. Another place and doing what I love.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just, and then tomorrow
exactly.
again.
Yeah, no, life is. That's why I couldn't believe I did this. When I first went on a friend's show, and actually, it was not even a friend. It was just somebody I met. And she invited me to go on her show, and I was so scared. And she made me so comfortable, and when I first saw myself, I was like, oh, that's me. Because I was so comfortable. I was sitting back there, my belly was sitting out there, everything. And I said, wow. But I did it again when she invited me again. And I was like, okay. And then she said, she encouraged me to do my own thing. And I was like, I don't know. I don't think so. And when I said, okay, I'll try it for 1 month. And so I was a producer. I was like, I'm a producer.
You never know until you try. Right?
Exactly. And almost 2 years later, I'm still doing it. And I love it.
That's
so,
great.
It's like,
Right.
like what you did. I'm ready. I have to step out, though.
Well, together we could do more. So now we're both producers, and we could have producer conversations.
Life's good,
It really is.
I met Diane.
And Dee had me. Dee had me on.
Diane's awesome.
She met me on a Wednesday. She goes, "You want to come on my show?" And
No,
I
I
said,
met you
"When?"
on Monday.
But you said, "Come on my show," and I said, "When?"
Yeah.
It was like 2 days
Friday.
later.
No, it's Friday.
It was Friday.
Because we have, I was going to a touch sensorium, so they do massage therapies and
nice.
stuff like that. And it was every third Monday. So she came out, and I was scanning people to find out how old they were inside.
Biophotonic
Yes,
scanner.
yes. So she scanned, and I just felt her spirit. Her spirit was very phenomenal, and I knew the gentleman that she was with, and so we just started talking, and I was like, I didn't have a guest. I was like, hey, why don't you just come on out?
Yeah.
And she's like, sure.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's
18 weeks later, I'm the co-host. I love it.
Yeah.
It's a passion. I love it. I love people. I love making people feel well. I just love being around the beauty of life. I love my photography because I love being behind the lens.
Well, you know what?
You're a great photographer.
I didn't know what to call it. And so everybody knew my passion. They felt my passion. So I actually asked my friends, please name my show. And they came out with Passion for Health and Passion for Living. Then I spoke to some guy I met. He was I think he was doing massaging or something, coaching or whatever. And I was doing scanning, at some kind of little health fair. And he was young. So I said, what do you think? I'm going to have my show. And he says, I threw out a couple of things. He said, life. I was like, okay, let's go for it.
Life,
Perfect name.
Life is good.
Life is for the living.
No,
meaning that you really need to live it and embrace it, because everyone's gone through some sort of depression maybe in their life, and that just not moving, not interacting with people. It's a serious topic,
No.
And I'm passionate about that also.
Yeah. So you're going to have to come back out. So I know Diane wants to go back and do a couple more trailers.
We'll do 2 more films, and there is a lot to talk about with Passions and what Chris is doing and what Frank is doing. I want to share that, with the children and at the hospitals and with Christina.
Yeah.
and with our friend Jack and Manny, that we're going to have them on. They were supposed to come on, the 4 of them, but they weren't able to make
Well,
it.
it would have probably been so overwhelming.
But we're going to
Yeah.
have
You
them
know.
all on. We're going to
I'll
share
come
the
back whenever
light.
you want me.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, let's go
Yeah.
to 2 more. Let's go to the runner of Pamplona. How do you
I say
that?
Pamplona. It's the running with the bulls in Spain. If anyone knows out there in the TV land how to pronounce it properly, I didn't have a chance to look it up. Yeah.
Lamont. Okay, let's go take a look at that.
Hey, wow. Now you have to explain what you want to do with that because that's real cool.
Yeah, it's an interesting. I'm producer of Run of Pamplona, directed written by Eric Wagner, co-directed with Eric as well as Steve Verhamen, and Steve filmed it.
Right.
Frank here plays my father.
Okay.
I'm Oscar, his son, and the whole film is about an actress's journey. Isa Falou is her name. She's actually from Spain.
Okay.
You know, hence the name Running with the Bulls, as well as the content and the way that the film is shot. And it's an actress's journey and her experiences throughout life and the pitfalls and the ups and downs and things like that. And it's a short film. And my goal when I spoke to Eric about it was, I think the market for that is the film schools, because everyone, you know, aspiring actors, it actually may teach them what to stay away from, the people to stay away from, the pitfalls. And I feel, once again, it's like helping people. And how they would help me is once they see the film, I would have their emails and they could send me their demos and headshots. And because, you know, my company, Victor Productions, is basically, I want to have independent filmmakers give them an avenue for their films to be seen, including every actor and actress that's in the film. You know, just give an avenue to be seen, because the worst thing is wasted talent, talent that's not ever seen. And there's a lot of that out there. So hopefully we can make a change, you know, collectively working together to bring awareness to what we're doing.
That's all about awareness.
You know?
That's
Yeah, and we're like a force for good because we're doing all these other positive things besides just acting. Acting is telling stories, right?
Yeah. No, that's it.
Expression of oneself.
Right.
It's very important.
No, it's who you are. That's part. You know, like I'm going back to school for coaching, and they don't focus on food. They focus on everything else.
Yeah.
It's your relationships, it's spirituality, you know, your career, you know, all that is who you are, and that's where you build from. If you don't have that, you can't be in balance with everything else.
You have to love yourself for you to love other people.
Right.
Exactly. So it's extremely like self-awareness, or it's just amazing.
Acting, once again, you have to be present, being aware, being present. It's like, it's really simple, but we make it complex as human beings.
Let's just get back to basics. You know, it's all about just getting back to basics and make it easy. You know, we don't complicate nothing.
Right.
I just can't stand it.
There's enough complication in the world.
I say complication of life. Why? Why?
It's not necessary.
It's not necessary.
Well, we bring all that to ourselves. We bring, if we want to be complicated, we make ourselves complicated.
Well, that's why I don't do it.
But we bring our problems, we bring our worries, we bring our, that's why we talked about that, the circle.
I came out with a statement a few years ago to myself. I said, the only drama I'm going to have in my life is the one I get paid for as an actor.
Yeah.
I don't want it in any other way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
You know, and since I made that decision, I have much more positive people in my life.
Right.
Likes,
And it's what we want. We choose what we want. And I want to be around these people.
That's why the universe is just
And here you are.
The universe is just bringing it out, you know, and that's what you do. You know, it happens that I started this journey, and it's just coming full circle, and it's like, whoa, you know, it's real cool. You know,
we're
it's
blessed.
real cool. Yeah, very much
really
so.
are.
You know, a friend of mine's I met like maybe about a month ago. Okay, this young lady, she's a nutritionist, and she just came in my life, and I was like, what? She said, you got some stuff going on, and it's like 2 big things. You got to get it together and make sure all that focus is together there. I'm like, oh, okay. So it just keeps on coming. Keeps on coming. Oh, okay, get it together. Let's get it together. We all got to keep it together.
Yes.
So that's a blessing.
So I don't know how much time we have. Do we have time for another quick 5 minutes? Because I want to get some information. All right, let's show our last documentary.
It's a documentary.
And it's Cruising 86th Street.
Cruising 86th Street.
And
by
tell us a
William
little bit
DeMeo.
about it before we show it. Just real quick.
Oh, I grew up
in
there.
Brooklyn.
We both William and I. We also went to high school together. William and I. There's a little bit of background there, but as well as growing up in the same neighborhood. But Cruising 86th Street was the most popular place to go. Actually, in 1984, I went to Fort Lauderdale, and they had a strip over there, cars bumper to bumper, and they compared it in the newspaper to the 86th Street strip.
86th Street in
Brooklyn, New York.
In Brooklyn, okay.
Yes, and it was everyone would come from Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, Long Island, the Bronx, Manhattan to meet there and basically meet each other. Pick up women. I jumped in convertible cars. I've jumped in convertible cars before to meet someone. You know, so that was a lot of fun, like something like you see in the 50s driving type of thing. A lot of fun. And prior to me having my car, I walked with my radio on 86th Street, and I aspired to have a car so I could drive and play my music and meet some. It was crazy, and everyone had their respective corners. And this is a documentary about that.
All right, let's show
You're
that.
talking
We're going to show it real quick.
Oh, you know, yeah.
Put the 2 slices one on top of the other and started walking, chewing the pizza. That created 86th Street to be the greatest strip ever. This place was jumping, popping. There was cars everywhere. Girls were coming down here. Great music. Girls in mini skirts, long nails, goofy hair. 86th Street was popping, jamming. Great music from back in the day. African Bambaataa, Body Mechanic, Cadillacs, Buicks, IROCs, convertibles, music blasting, disco balls hanging from the mirror. 86th Street was a great place. You could come, bring your lounge chair, hang out, and meet people. It was jumping.
What we're gonna do right here is go back. Way back into time.
The start of 86th Street. This is where it all began.
So I've been coming to 86th Street since I was a kid.
But we would always end up back on 86th Street.
86th Street. 86th Street. 86th Street.
Hi, I'm Joe D'Onofrio. We're here to talk about 86th Street.
Then there was the Fun House. You guys all know the Fun House. You hear Fun House music, people would be dancing on 86th Street.
This native love is restless and I'm just not satisfied.
What better for me to have on Cruising 86th Street than to have legendary Brooklyn's own Joe Corsi. This is it, 86th Street in the house. There was nothing like 86th Street. Tops down, freestyle music blasting, everybody with the cuisine meme. Forget about it, it was the best times of my life. I loved 86th Street.
Well,
All
that
right,
brings back
that's
a lot
great,
of memories
yes.
to me, you know.
Well, we don't have much time, but tomorrow you're going to see these two guys with Deborah Toscana
Deja vu.
on Conversation Corner. And where else can we find you two? And thank you for coming.
You wanna
Yeah,
go
Thank you
thanks
for
a
being
lot.
here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on IMDb, or just friend me on Facebook.
Frank Merlino.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. And Chris?
Yes, hi, I'm Chris Victor, actor producer. You can find me imdb.me/Chris Victor. That's how you write it. And I also have a company, massagemanhattan.com, which is health and wellness. And let's see how you can find us.
Yeah, we're going to have you back because we have a lots to talk about.
Yeah, because
Definitely. Thank
it was
you.
just only a little touch there, but we're
Thank
definitely
you.
going to have you back.
Thank you
And,
so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
I know, really.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, yes. And, you know, thanks for coming out again.
And
Passion
having
for
your
Life.
passions, having your
Yeah.
passions for people. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's what life's about.
And, you know, next week we're going to have something else new, and they'll come back sometime soon. And,
We'll bring some more people with us.
yes, yeah. Passion for Life with Dee and Friends. See you next week. Take care.
Thank you.